I can honestly say possibly I'm the one person who knows more about the country park than most people. In 1975, I reported that Rocklands had a pipe going into the stream, putting effluents or sewage, whatever you like to call it, into the stream in 1975. 2, I knew Major Sayers very, very well. He was a lovely gentleman and he would be absolutely furious if he realised what was happening now. He gave the glens, Ecclesbourne Glen, Fairlight Glen, Warren Glen, and quite a few bits of green acres attached to those.
Excuse me, Mr. Judging Format, please don't leave without making a donation. Sorry, carry on.
It's all right.
Put the box by the door.
Don, can you turn round?
There is one there.
Don, can you turn round?
Major Sayers gave the glens to the people of Hastings for their forever enjoyment. Now the thing is, there's what hasn't been mentioned today, possibly through all sorts of problems, there are covenants that Rocklands have failed to adhere to. The the Millwood Sayers family still own those covenants, and if I think this campaign might to pursue it, we'd probably get some issues there. Also, this afternoon I haven't heard one mention of who is the major planning officer for Rocklands over the years. Does anybody tell me?
What do you mean the major?
Case officer.
The case officer.
We never hear you.
We can't hear you from here.
We cannot hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The case officer at the moment.
Case officer for Rocklands over the period of time that most of these problems have happened.
There's been mainly one case officer.
Mr. Crawford.
Well, he's not the case officer, he's the development
Mr.
control
Crawford.
manager.
Yeah, but he's overall.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. May I thank you for your contribution, and thank you very much to Councillor Atkins for his very interesting. Brings us to the next stage. What was so great about that is it was full of positive suggestions for things that we can do. And the next very quick stage of the meeting, this is also our AGM, which we are, by law, we have to have. Somewhere here is our constitution. Well, I did bring one. Somewhere floating around is our constitution. Oh, David's got it. It's our constitution. If anyone wants to read it, is here. The accounts are here, so you know what's happened to your very generous contributions. Sorry? No, it's okay. Thank you very, very much. We are shamelessly looking for donations because we've spent every bit of money we have, just about, a lot of it on legal fees. Leslie here is taking new memberships and membership renewals. So I think it's time for us all to renew our memberships. So if you could see Leslie about that. The other thing it says in clause 9 of the Constitution at this meeting is to ask members for ideas and thoughts, what we could do going forward, and I think everyone's made a really good contribution. Maybe people could go away, think about everything that you've heard today, and if you have any great ideas, put them on Facebook. And to tell friends who aren't on Facebook that we have the website, and to please contact us by that.
Is there any point at all in having a quick discussion about ideas going forward?
Yeah. I've got a few up on the screen, which are our suggested resolutions. Stand up. Our suggested resolutions that we want to see at the end of our meeting today. There was another small talk, but it was only about, not only about, it was about the COFI, the second COFI report, which is available for everybody to download from our website, and from it's not available from Hastings Borough Council website at the moment, but you can download it from the Ecclesbourne Glen Facebook page, and it makes very interesting reading. Unfortunately, we run out of time to talk through it today. If you want to go through it, I can, but it's really not the time. Resolutions that we want to get out from today are these, and this is what we've got suggested. I'd love you to add to it, but this is what we're pushing for. We recommend the following resolutions to be actioned. An independent reassessment of the caravan site with relation to all issues outlined within the environmental report, particularly density and spacing, but everything else. A full geotechnical survey as recommended by the two coastal reports and the RA's environmental report. This is what we're going to be pushing for over the next few months. Enforcement action taken on all of the issues on the lower slopes. A re-screening programme on the country parkland to improve the visual amenity. Nobody's even looked at that as far as the council is concerned. They've turned a deaf ear when we've asked about it. We feel that there is something the council can do to make it look prettier from the other side, even if they can't sort the landslide out in a short time. And to implement the schedule for remedial action to stabilise the landslip area. That should be up the top, that's the most important.
Well, that can't happen until they've done the full geotech survey.
They can't do a geotech survey until the land is stabilised.
And quite frankly, the council's got utterly no intention of carrying out any of those activities. And I think that's been reinforced by what Councillor Atkins said today.
I think the council is hard pressed to find the money for a third COVID report. And what is worse, they're unprepared to demand that Rocklands pay for the third geotechnical report, which is only fair.
Well, I'll come back on that. There is a figure being bandied around. It was £38,000 for a survey. This isn't for the remedial work. This is to find out what needs to be done. We feel that Rocklands should pay that. We do have a barrister looking at it at the moment. We was expecting a report to be able to read out today. It's a very complicated case and he'd asked for extra time. So a few more weeks we will actually have a barrister's report which we're going to put down to the Borough Council and to Rocklands to suggest that there is a way that Hastings Borough Council can force Rocklands to put their hand in their pocket and to sort out some of these works. I was going to show you some of this geotechnical report that says categorically that the report commissioned by Hastings Borough Council says categorically that the work on Rocklands Caravan Park could have been a huge contributory factor to the landslide. And that's proof. That's
Well, in
it only needs to be what's the word?
On the balance of
a balance of probability, and it's, in our opinion, it's way over the balance of probability that the problems within the country park are caused by the work within this caravan site. That's really all I've got to say. Ginny was saying that has anybody got something around the room, questions or recommendations that you'd like us to put forward, things that we can push the council to do, and we'll try our best to do so on your behalf. Richard?
Do you think that if the council had the budget, they would take Rocklands on?
No.
No.
There's something there.
Because to take Rocklands on would be to expose their complicity and multiple errors.
And do you think Rocklands have got something on the council?
I don't know of that, but it's certain that council mistakes, let's call it that politely, means that they're not prepared to take full action.
I would also like anyone, if they had any ideas, because I obviously totally agree with everything there, but how could we get the council to listen to us?
Withhold your council tax.
Well, that sort of, I think that sort of idea is
And
really...
you wonder, because you seem to be saying that, Bob, that we've all been very good and done things all the right orthodox way, but it hasn't actually hasn't worked. But that you can continue that route, but actually also take a bit more direct action.
Do we need to train ourselves?
Well,
exactly.
A lot of the problems, unfortunately, are not Rocklands. The problem is that Hastings Borough Council has the power to do something about it, and they're not doing so. So our direct action mustn't be against Rockland. We mustn't chain ourselves to Rockland's gates, but we can chain ourselves to Town Hall.
Actually, I was thinking of something along those lines. That we've got quite a lot of celebrities, haven't we, that live here. If we could, I'm not saying I will take this on, but this is an idea to throw in. could we, I mean, once you get those sorts of names there, and if they, go along with this, and you do get them chained up, you've actually got a big photograph and you've got the story, and it can be very embarrassing
I think
because
a
we need to get
publicity
these
stunt
issues
is a
out.
very good idea. So any ideas, I don't know who these celebrities are, but any
Marie and Ken, all those sorts of people, the comedian, from Toast of London, there are lots and lots of them.
Would you like to make a list?
No. I'm coming up with an idea, but between all of us.
Those kind of ideas. I think publicity stunt is a brilliant idea because it's hard to get. I had a most unpleasant series of telephone conversations with South East television newsrooms from both BBC and ITV, and I just could not get them to show any interest in it at all. But a publicity stunt, they would come along.
Bob, can I just ask, surely regardless of whether it can be blamed on Rocklands, which, HBC lawyers say that it can't be on a reasonable doubt, it's definitely HBC's responsibility, and you have to be pushing HBC to implement the geotechnical survey, the piezometer test and the borehole, which will cost 38,000. So isn't that more the right way to go, rather than just saying that Rockland should pay for it? Because I just think they'll deny that on the basis.
It's down to us to force Hastings Borough Council to finance it, and the way that Hastings Borough Council should finance it is to get Rocklands to pay, because they've got to prove that Rocklands, under the balance of probability, that Rocklands have.
But that's their get out, because they'll always say that they haven't.
So yes, I agree.
Alistair's been wanting to speak for a while.
This, like so many of the things I've found getting across earlier, is that it's a multiple approach. The council, who is clearly reticent to try and actually take any action on their own part, they're also unwilling to take action against Rockland to try and get them to do something. We need to rattle as many cages as we can and provide as much pressure on all fronts. Therefore, it is about writing to councillors. It is about calling for votes of no confidence in the planning department, but it's also, and it is about getting as much publicity as one can for the particular instances. But it's also about engaging with the other agencies who now do seem to be taking a step, in that there have been clear breaches now of the Ancient Monuments and Archaeology Act 1979 and of the various other legislation governing SSSIs and AONBs and so forth. Now, those organisations will not have the funds themselves to fund a geotechnical survey, but they might be able to then force the council to say that breaches have been made and therefore there is legislative support behind a requirement for investigation of the reparatory work that is needed to be done to be forced upon the people who have perpetrated the crimes in the first place. So it's about getting as many strings to your bow, it seems to me, to actually achieve what you want to do. I wonder whether, I don't know, has Historic England actually visited the site yet?
Yes.
They have.
They certainly did for the bunker, but they're involved with the SAM, aren't they?
Well, look,
Historic England, yes. They have. You spoke to them on the phone, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just after.
And they're also talking to the county archaeologist who has visited the site and been quite vociferous in his opinion.
Well, as we know, things don't happen without lots and lots of people starting the ball rolling. In the past, what we've done is we've sent one letter or a couple of letters individually to these organisations, and we've been sort of rebuffed. It's only when there's been a body of weight behind all the letters. I wonder whether the strategies we might be able to adopt might be to say, let's take things step by step, but we will all do the same things at the same time. Therefore, if we are going to be writing a letter to Historic England, it's not just one from the Save Ecclesbourne Glen group. Save Ecclesbourne Glen group writes one pro forma, and we all send a letter, and so forth. Do you see what I mean, in terms of trying to find a different way to actually get some, get them to act? I think that might be something that we could do rather than requiring you guys to do all of the running.
But the committee is supposed to represent everyone.
I know, that's what seems to make. I mean, it's been fantastic, and you guys have been absolutely brilliant at doing all of the work and keeping on it, and in the way that you have. But I'm just trying to think of ideas, ways that we can perhaps make it even more effective, rather than expecting this to come with the authority of all of us as well-meaning supporters and members of the group. Actually, if we all then, put a second-class stamp on.
And that can be done very easily.
One last comment here.
Yeah, you said that you tried the television. Have you tried radio? We've found that BBC Sussex has been quite helpful, and our FM. They have aired a debate, although it has been one-sided. That's one way of exposure. The other side that we've dealt with is using the ICA, Information Control Officer, who've come down quite heavily recently on certain requests, providing information which can be actually used to ask more questions effectively, and it's a very useful tool.
Where is the ICO?
It's the Information Control Office. If you use the What Do They Know website, you can ask questions, you can take a matter that's on that very easily up to the ICO, and after 40 days, if they haven't answered it, you can make that complaint to the ICO and ask for an enforcement, whether the information is held or whether the information is not held.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant. I think we're going to have to draw it to a close. Once again, thank you all so much for coming and being so loyal and caring.
Please renew your memberships.
Please renew your membership. Leslie's at the door and she won't really let you out. And I'm going to throw myself into that door and lock it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll just make a point. Should we vote to accept those resolutions?